Got it on my own, I was tired of waiting. They let you tell you start the ball, so now I late then. You only know 'em until you shock 'em, now you rating. Deadly, how you feel about 'em? They overrated. What they doing now and what I did, I just don't debate it. Denzel Washington in that one movie, I know you seen it, smart guy. Know I look young, but the boy a genius, hard guy. I think his name is Kevin, but y'all just alike. Comedy with everything you saying and the jokes you write. I ain't even going back.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what we got to start the show off with. We got to light the candle. We got to light the candle, ladies and gentlemen, because it smells like a Packers win. And I'm going to just let this go for the entirety of the show just so we could get the aroma right. Get the aroma right in the room, ladies and gentlemen, as we have another victory formation for the Green Bay Packers. Welcome to You Might Not Like It podcast. It's your host. It's Mr. Wavy. Got my boy Sam. Another victory. What's that, Sam? 4 in a row?
4 piece.
Yeah. Draw the 4 piece. And we got Sir Octavius in the building. Hey, welcome back. Talk to the people, brother.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Man, it's gonna be a long podcast for me, I feel. But yo, I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? I'll tell you this. I wasn't an actual football team fan for some years. And I've been supporting the Cardinals now for like 2 just because I stay close. And now I see what fans go through. You know what I mean? The ups and the downs. I see it. I can see how it can elevate your week or hurt your week. But let's get into it. Let's get into this shit. What's good?
You said it perfectly. And let me tell you, man, Sam as a Bears fan, me as a Packers fan, and not every week is the best week. Not every season is the best season. Sometimes you go through those trials and tribulations, but you hope to make it out in the end and be closer to a championship sometimes. That's all I can really say about that one. Am I right, Sam?
Yeah. Ain't nothing like a regular season squad. Have your hopes up and dang,
boy,
break
hey,
it all down.
Man, what they call him, Mr. Regular Season Dak Prescott. I know the Cowboy fans is feeling good right now. Like we said, they got the #1 offense in the league, and they got to be feeling good because, you know, they go out there and dominate the Commanders this week. But they got a big test coming up, y'all. I don't know if y'all seen the schedule. Dallas at the Denver Broncos. What? I feel like that could have been a primetime game, maybe, no?
It could get flexed now. Don't push it away too soon.
No, not yet. It's too early in the season, I think, for flex games. I don't think they flexing yet. That's normally toward the back half when they're getting close to you.
I might would flex that one. Denver surprised me Sunday.
Man, Denver, 33 points in the fourth quarter. Boy, who the hell thought that was going to happen?
Or was it just the Giants just that bad?
Well, no, because, I mean, the Giants were, what was it? The Giants were up 19-0. So the Giants still put up points in that fourth quarter. I mean, yeah, they gave up, you know, more than they put up. But still, Sam, I mean, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know now.
Hey, but at least the Giants is a football team, though. You know what I mean? They just ain't a laughing. They're not a laughing mediocrity anymore. Like they actually got something to watch and root for, and I say that respectfully. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
No, 100%. The New York Football Giants are seemingly back, right? At least they have some entertainment value. They got some, you know, they got some people to root for and chant for. They got some local heroes and different things like that. So 100%. But let's get started, guys. You know, episode 12. You know, I want to apologize to the fans. It looked like we had a little disconnect. I wanted to get the live stream right at the Cardinals game and, you know, get that set up perfectly. And it just seemed like we missed a little bit. I had some technical difficulties right at that backstretch. We had everything set up. Everything was ready to go. And then just a little technical difficulty that just kicked us in the teeth. So I want to apologize to anybody that was ready and prepared and jumped on. We're going to have a couple of makeup sessions for that one. But let's jump right in. Obviously, Packers win, Bears win. Another tough week for the Cardinals. We're going to jump in and make sure that we hit our pick'em update. Sam is still leading out in front. Sam had another better week than I did, and I think he actually jumped up. He may have jumped up one extra game, but this week we're going to let Sam call that recap. and then it was what 2-4, 1-4, 2-4, right? You went 2-4, O went 2-4, I went 1-4. NBA is back, right? Who you repping? I want to go ahead and get it out there on the pod now, so that way as we follow along, we know who everybody repping, whose squad they got. And then lastly is just a quick little discussion to go with the theme, right? The holiday season. Down this back stretch, you got October, November, December. So Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, right? So Halloween time, right? Is it bad to celebrate? I feel like there's a lot of different mixed feelings with this one here. So I really wanted to kind of get some feedback from everybody here and then hear it from some of our fans, right? Some of the people that are churchgoers that may see this as a devilish holiday. And then some of the people that are out here just completely letting loose. What is the difference? What do we see? How do you feel? So let's get started. I want to jump in, Sam. Listen, another big win. And I mean, it was the Saints. I know we were setting up for the podcast and not a lot we didn't get to see a lot of the game, but another impressive win. I think the win was secured, right? It looked like they started to make a little comeback at the end, but I think the win was secured the entire game. What did you see, brother? Did you take a look back, get some of the highlights?
Yeah, I got a few of them. A little upset with one of our receivers. I'm not gonna say the name. I'm sure everybody.
I think
knows.
every fantasy owners know Rome Odunze didn't show up.
Yeah, we had a few mishaps between Darman and Caleb. But all I'm gonna say is that defense is clicking on all cylinders and they doing their thing. Without that defense, man, just forgive me, New Orleans. Them sorry Saints might have came back and got us, brother. They might have came back and got us.
Hey, that defense, Sam, I will say, definitely it's starting to look like that, Brian Urlacher, Derek Brooks.
2018.
I remember that defense very well. You had Pat Tillman in the back. The original, can we say that? Was Pat Tillman the original puncher? Bro, he was the original puncher of the football.
That's why it's called the Tillman punch.
The Tillman punch. Listen, I hated it, man. We hated to see Tillman coming. He was punching at the ball.
We ain't got that punch. We got that flock coming at you when you touch that ball. You see so many Bears jersey, man, make me think about 85. I ain't putting them close to them now. They ain't nowhere near the 85. But I'll put them near that 2018 defense.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's not go into legendary defense status.
And Bird back there trying to play like Mike Brown. So, hey.
Hey, they definitely showing up. I think they're definitely the strong suit for y'all, and it helps the offense out a lot. I think sometimes that offense get rolling early, but when that offense is stagnant, that defense lock up and get him the ability to get that ball back, which, kind of helps out a lot. So,
and again, we got it. One thing that might kill us is we not really capitalizing on those turnovers we got. We lead the league in turnovers, but we probably should score the less points off turnovers. So that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. And Green Bay's defense, that's the one thing I can say about Green Bay's defense is it's not that opportunistic turn the ball over defense. Well, we actually, like I was saying, we're the top 5 defense in the league, number 2 in rushing, but we're first in turnovers. So that's a great sign. What I like to call a great sign of you're playing good football, great defense, right, overall. But once you can start to generate those turnovers, that's gonna make the defense even better.
Hey,
so
the NFC North is a place to reckon with now. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, they clicking up. The Vikings got it done this week. Green Bay got it done. The Bears got it done, and the Lions got it done this week. I think what we got 2, 4, 6, 7 losses between the 4 of us. Some of those losses were divisional games. That's crazy.
Hey, them Cardinals is giving people a little heartbeats over there now, though. I ain't gonna lie about it. Like them still L's, but at the same time, I can understand a slight argument that they in every game that they done played.
100%.
They in
what are they?
Every game.
The last 5 losses by total of 9 points or something like that.
7.5. Believe.
Like they was right there on Green Bay. I hope they don't get a Bears hell now.
Yeah. And talking about Green Bay, right? I was fortunate enough to go to the game. I took my youngest son to his first game. So I'm fortunate enough to get out there and, see the Packers live and in action. And it's actually the fourth time I've been in that stadium to see the Packers. So, obviously, grateful every time I get the opportunity. But shout out my mentor, Daniel Davila, man. He got the tickets for me for the free. A shout out to him and his wife, Kim. They hooked it up. Obviously, prayers because the reason they couldn't go, they had somebody in the hospital. So prayers up. Hopefully everybody is good. But again, happy to go to the game, happy to see it, happy to witness the victory. And yeah, Sam, like you said, man, the Cardinals came to play, boy, right out the gates, drove down on the field. Fortunately enough, we was able to kind of hold them to a field goal. But dude, that touchdown before the end of the first half, I thought 13-3. Fortunately enough for us, we were able to come back, get a 61-yard field goal to, make it a 6-13 point game. And then, able to get that touchdown out of the second half. It was on our second drive. So the defense stood up. We got that second drive of the second half and got down there, tied it up. But the Cardinals were coming, man. They were punching. That defense was not playing like the 24th ranked defense, let me tell you. But I think the biggest thing that I'm proud of, and one thing that I've seen from Green Bay, and I'm gonna go back conspiracy theory on this too, guys. The 4 games Green Bay has won, they've scored 27 points. Favre won his first Super Bowl at 27. Aaron Rodgers won his first Super Bowl at 27. And this year, Jordan Love is turning 27. 27, ladies and gentlemen. 27 is a theme. You know what I'm saying? 27 is a theme. Don't make me go grab the Eddie Lacy 27 jersey. I think it's the theme of the season. And Micah Parsons, boy, did he show up big this weekend. 3 sacks. Boy, Micah saved our season. I'll tell you, because that third down, Micah getting in there and getting after Brissett when they drove the ball down to take that, game winning touchdown. Oh man, Micah came up big with the 3 sacks. So happy from what I saw. There's still some opportunities, some coaching opportunities, some play calls that are very skeptical, but Green Bay is finding a way to win. They're finding a way to win some of these games. And that's what you got to do. That's what great teams do. You may have a bad week, but you find a way to win. So shout out to the Packers for that. Oh, man, talk to us, brother. You still got a heartbeat?
Nah, I do, man. Y'all said it at the beginning. We ain't getting our ass kicked in these losses. What they say when you can find a beauty in a loss or something of that nature, or a positive in a loss. Again, all of our losses have came down to the wire. We haven't really been out of a game. The only game that we were getting run out the building, I believe was it Seattle or the Rams? I can't remember real quick.
It was that Seattle game to start. That Seattle game.
The start, we was getting, ran through, but we still had a fight. We came back. We still took an L. But I mean, every other game that we have played against, if not good, great teams, we've been there, right? Again, as much as I talk about the Packers are a good team, and we held our own. You know what I mean? I know a lot of Packer fans at the beginning was nervous, right? I mean, T, you already called it. We was up 13-6, and same thing with the Colts, right? Colts is a team that everybody really says they'll probably go to the Super Bowl. And look, we gave them a scare. You know what I mean? Coming down to the very end where we had the ball and, throw in a little bit to the left. I know some people are calling it pass interference or whatnot. But again, the record is a record. Look, we 2-5. The division that we in, I mean, look, these teams is playing some damn football. You got San Francisco 5-2. You got the Rams 5-2. You know what I mean? Who am I missing in the division?
Seahawks
5-2. And so again, our division definitely ain't weak at all. Like, I mean, the team, they're definitely balling. It just comes down to really executing at the end with really all of our games. All of our games came down to the very end, the last probably 5 to 7 plays where we fall apart. You know what I mean? And that's where it sucks the most because, again, as Arizona fans out there, truthfully, I know y'all watch the game. We're not as bad as our record says we are. Like, we really ain't. we're not a 2-5 team. Look, I'll take the L as I take the L, but truthfully, a lot of the games, all 5 of the games that we lost, honestly, with just one play here, one play there, not a bad mistake here, so on and so forth, could definitely change our record for what it is. But look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie. We lost. I'll take the L. But some things that I do like that I am seeing, and again, what I said at the beginning of the season, and y'all laughed at me, was our backup quarterback, man. Backup quarterback. And like I said, the one thing that I liked about him that I seen in the preseason that he does that I like better than Kyler Murray is he stands in the pocket, he can see over the pocket, and he can deliver the ball. You know what I mean? I love Kyler Murray. I really do. I mean, when he needs to escape and bang out like a 20 to 25-yard run and do a whole 10-yard run back, circle through, run through the line, come up, like he could do that. His little legs be running. You know what I mean? So he a fast runner. But I always said the problem with him is sometimes he takes that gift that he has to be able to escape the pocket and make big plays. It also hurts him at the same time because he thinks that he always has to do too much.
Yeah.
To be able to win a game. Like the big thing as far as a game manager and a game changer, he plays as if he has to be a game changer, except for a game manager. And look, I don't mind if he's a game changer, like definitely want a quarterback like that. But, when you just need to sit back and deliver the ball, that's all you need to do. And look, Jacob Brissett, what he did, 279 against the Packers. I think he threw for what was it, 320?
It was a little over 320.
Yeah, with the Colts. And so again, that shows that look, we got the right offense. The plays is working, even with the amount of injuries that we do have. We don't have our starting back. Our back's out for the whole entire year. They are still finding ways to make players play and really have us in these games. And so, this bye week, we came off of a long battling week. I truly hope that we can sit down, analyze really the last 5 to 10 plays of a game and get better from it and come out and be a stronger team. Because again, do I think we can make it to the playoffs? That's tough. That's a tough one. But I do feel that we can still make this a positive season. Look, at the end of the day, I'm a man of my word. I'm still going 11-6. I don't give a damn what our record is. Because again, we're not a 2-5 team. Like we really ain't. Just we got to stand by the losses and shit. This is our 5th loss in a row. Was what the first 49ers 16-15, Seattle 23-20, Titans worst loss and probably forever 22-21, Colts 31-27, Packers 27-23. So, and majority of those games besides one, which was the Seahawks, we was up until the 4th quarter. So, that's all I really got to say. I do see some positivity in it, but it does suck. I feel I almost question, should I still be an NFL fan to the Cardinals? But I'm going to root for him. I got him. And I'm going to stand on business.
That's crazy. Don't question to be the fan of the team, brother.
It's the heartbreak, brother. It's the heartbreak on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. And we're just going to go over it, right? Because we went through it, obviously, the first couple of episodes. But, bro, coming off of a bye week, you get the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Dallas Cowboys, Monday Night Football. Again, that Dallas Cowboys team is 3-3-1. They've shown that they could play down to their competition. That defense can allow. And I think if depending on who's back, if Kyler is back, if Jacoby is going, that defense can give up some big runs. Man, Bam was running wild against us. I think Bam ended with about 70, 80 rushing yards.
Who did I say I liked in preseason? I said the person I liked in preseason, I said I like Bam Knight. But the only thing about Bam Knight that I don't like he runs hard for the first maybe 5 to 10 yards. But then when it comes to that stretch, he kind of gasses out. But I like Bam Knight and how he ran. Like, he runs good.
Yeah, Bam Knight was balling. But y'all got Cowboys Monday night. And then, bro, you roll into that division, bro. You got Seahawks, 49ers. You got Jaguars. Jaguars are showing to be a beatable team. And you got Baker, your boy Baker Mayfield in the Tampa Bay Bucks. Then you jump back in the division with the Rams for the first time. You got the Texans, who again are very beatable. You got the Falcons, very beatable. You got the Bengals, very beatable, and then you got the Rams again. So, I mean, as you look through, you're already 2-5. You got 5. You only got one more loss to spare. And if you're looking at this, you start to think, where are the big wins gonna come from, and where's that one extra loss gonna come from? Now it does suck. Again, you got a couple of teams, Seahawks 5-2, 49ers 5-2, Jaguars 4-3, Buccaneers 5-2, Rams 5-2, Rams again 5-2. So it's a tough sledding. It's tough
No,
sledding,
and I
brother.
feel it, but that's what I'm saying though. Like again, it'll be one thing if the 49ers blew us out like, 27-3, right? Or Seahawks again. Seahawks did start running ruckus, but like, if they took our soul, you know, 27 to 10 or 27 to 14. But all of those games, besides if I'm being honest, like Seahawks, like we had to come back from that one. So I would really say like that we deserve the L on that one. That's going to be a team that's going, we're going to have to fight with. But I truly do feel each one of those teams, believe it or not, we can beat. You know what I mean? If we just play the right ball, we don't get stupid penalties. We're catching the ball. We're not making dumb mistakes. Like we could beat the 49ers. Seahawks is a hell of a team. They is balling, but we showcase that we could play ball with them. Cowboys again, they're a hell of an offense, but again, we've showcased with the Colts, with the Packers, and our division that our defense is strong. It's not elite. I'm not going to say it's the best of the best, but we can hold offenses to where it needs to be. Jaguars, they 50-50. It depends on who comes and how they play. Buccaneers, as much as I love them, everything, they're depleted. Like, I don't even know who Baker's going to really be throwing it to. I mean, but Baker's still going to be Baker. And look, Joe 2.0, I think we got to see him live and direct. What they call it, the Unk game, Aaron Rodgers and Joe. And it was balling, boy. That was a good ass game.
They was
And
getting
so again,
busy.
they were getting busy. Chase was showcasing why he that dude. And so after the day, I'm not nervous out of any of these games. I'm really not. It just comes down to if we play clean football, like just being truthfully honest. So I truly feel this Cowboys game is gonna come down to the wire. But I hope and I pray that this bye week, the coaches sit back and they look at all these L's that we did lose and how we did lose to them, and come out with a better game plan. And, last thing I'll say is this. I want my backup quarterback. I don't want Murray right now. I like Jacoby, man. I said that from the beginning of the year. Like, I like Jacoby. He a big quarterback in the back that can throw the ball. And he good, man. Like, I really do. I genuinely, like, I don't have anything against Murray. Murray is a good quarterback. But, you got to be able to see over the pocket. You just got to. Like, that's just the end of it. Like, you just got to be able to see over the pocket, bro.
Hey, Sam, let me jump back over to you, bro. Hey, man, the 1-5 Ravens at home with the potential of Lamar Jackson coming back. Talk to me, brother. How you feeling about that game?
21. We win.
Okay, Bears 27-21.
It might be 14 now, 27-14.
Do you think that it's going to be a challenge? Do you think it's going to be where y'all may clutch up at the end, or do you think it's going to be Bears kind of control the game?
Honestly, I think we control the game if Lamar's not there.
I'm saying if Lamar is there. Let's assume Lamar is there.
If he's
what,
there,
what are we looking at?
If he's there, I still think we control it. He's not going to be 100%. So,
but okay, they're coming off a bye week,
and he has been rested. The one thing I can say real quick, I'm gonna steal it, but the one thing that I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about is where is Henry? Where is King?
People are talking about Derrick Henry. Don't you worry. They are definitely talking about Derrick Henry.
I mean, he's a great back. Don't get me wrong.
I think we control the game though. Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, my fault.
No, my bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, he's still an all-star player. So even when you lose your quarterback, like you still have Henry in the backfield. You know what I mean? And I haven't really heard his name really these last losses that they've been going through. And look, it's not like he was with a dominant team with the Titans.
Yeah,
the Titans.
Yeah, Titans.
It was his team, and so I was expecting, being honest, him to step up and really dominate and carry the weight while Lamar was down.
Well, you have to understand that at the same time, if Lamar's not there, the game changes, and
for sure.
in a lot of ways, with Derrick Henry being really the only. They ain't got no weapons
Correct.
outside of the tight end. So you can stack the box and you can slow down Henry at that point. In Tennessee, you had a few slightly above average receivers that could take a little bit of pressure away from Henry. See, and with the Ravens, you only got an old man Andrews and a few other young cats that haven't really established themselves. So again, if Lamar's not there, then the passing game really is not there.
Who was his quarterback in
You had
Tannehill. He
you
had
had
another
Tannehill,
rookie
you
come
had
in.
right?
what's his name? Running quarterback. He's somewhere right now, backing up somebody. I forget his name.
I can't think, but the thing is,
Mariota.
if y'all can Mariota,
He did have
Mariota.
Yeah.
But like when he was with the Titans, like you just said, like he didn't really have no all-star cast, but yet
Yeah,
he was still
but he wasn't carrying that team.
Nah,
The team
he
was still
was.
losing. That defense was
the
more
defense
notable
was good,
than
and they
than he
had
was.
they
but
had
okay, the team
had slightly above average receivers too.
the team was still losing.
Wasn't AJ Brown over there?
Yeah, AJ
team-
Brown. Yeah.
Hear me out though. The team was still losing, but like Derrick Henry was still putting up numbers. And I get what you're saying, Sam. Is like, yeah, definitely with Lamar out, it does change the whole game plan. You can stack the box and everything. But the same thing was going on with Tennessee. And so I'm not saying that
he ain't had that same offensive line. Neither.
Correct. And they ran a completely different offense. Who were never the problem is Lamar is a running threat as much as Derrick Henry is in that game plan. And so a lot of times there's the opportunity where he rides that run in and then he pulling it. Where Tannehill would have just given the ball and let him go run up for 8 or 9 yards. Now, it's getting pulled out. So it's just a little different offense. And I think you're right, I think Derrick Henry should have absolutely been the catalyst to carry that team. And they should have definitely got at least one victory with Lamar being sidelined. But
at the same time, the offense is built around Lamar.
100%.
Lamar out. It would say Lamar and Henry.
No, that offense is built around Lamar. So Henry is a complement to the offense. The offense not built around him. Tennessee was built around Henry with Mariota and everybody else being able to complement in the passing game. So it's two different things.
Correct. And one thing before we move on.
His running is gone.
And one thing before we move on, something that's come back up, guys, game changer and game managers. Does this not show how much of a game changer Lamar Jackson actually is? Does this not show that, like what we kind of, Cam was talking about with game managers, game changers? Does this not show that type of caliber player that Lamar Jackson is and how much he impacts his team?
Even a defense.
It impacts everything.
This is what I mean really quick. So just let me read this out. 11 carries, 23 yards. 12 carries,
Octavius, we know that Derrick Henry has not been good on the Ravens, nigga. You don't have to explain that.
So
we're not saying that.
I just told you.
We're not saying that.
He's a compliment to the
We're not
team.
saying he's doing great. Yeah.
I get that. I'm just saying I was expecting. Okay, this is what I was saying. I was expecting when Lamar to go down that they would focus their attention and give him the ball more for him to do his job. Because look, the last game with the Rams, 24 carries, 122. Like that's more like even though they took the L, like he still was able to get over 122. That's all I'm saying. Like he just hasn't
that's not their offense. Derrick Henry is not the focal point. So they'd have to change the entire structure of their offense.
So during the season without Lamar, he probably have 5 to 6 of those instead of 12 to 13. So there's a difference with the offense not being built around him. At Tennessee, you expect him you expect him to have 100 yards every game, which he probably going 9 times out of 10 he's going to have much more.
30 carries. His volume
it was built for him. This offense.
I get what y'all saying about the offense not built for him. I'm not arguing that. All I'm simply saying is again, when Lamar goes down and he went down, then the coaches will then direct at least some of the workload to Henry. And it just doesn't seem like they did. Again, it's not saying that they can't because when they played the Rams, they gave him the ball 24 times. So I was just expecting, okay, hey, Lamar goes down. Now they feed Henry a little bit more than what
They went into that game saying
They
went into that game saying the Rams can't stop the run. So they go fed him. So
But also,
the offense allowed them to run him on that.
but also, you look at that Houston game. At what point could they dominate that game with him? That was a 41. What was it? 41-7 or
41-10.
41-10.
41-10.
Where at what point can you utilize him to dominate that game? Every single game
Man,
they've been it's been out of reach. And so I think you come into the game with that game plan and then it quickly foils. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I got you.
Sam, man, let's jump in. I want to hit the pick'em recap. You know, we talked and reviewed our teams and looked at our teams moving forward. And I got one more thing in the back half right after pick'ems, but because I'm saving this for the pick'ems. I know everybody like, bro, you ain't gonna talk about Aaron Rodgers, this, that, and I'm saving it for the pick'ems. So Sam, give us a quick recap, rundown. I'll give you the totals. Okay. So the totals, we got Sam, you're 12-9. I'm
That's
11
last
and
week
10.
totals. Right?
Yeah, correct. Before we're not going to update totals yet until you tell us. But just to give you a recap of the totals, Sam, you're 12-9. Wavy, I'm 11 and 10. You're 8 and 13. So, Sam, give us the rundown, recap, breakdown of how the week went this past week.
Well, who should I start off with? I'll start off with O. O started off very well. He started off well with started off 2-0 with Cincinnati.
Close game.
And San Francisco.
Thursday night, Sunday night, Octavius was 2-0, baby. Rolling into Monday night.
He went Tampa Bay.
They lost Mike Evans. Relax. They lost Mike Evans with a big throw. Took away a big target.
Then he picked Houston.
That was a reach.
So you end up going 2-4. So that puts you at 10 and 17. Then we're going to go to Wavy. I'm going to say the best for last. You know that. Yeah, we're going to go hit a Wavy. Wavy did the impossible this week. He lost 3 games here. He started off 0-2, snuck in with Seattle, and crashed with Houston. So that brings him to 12 and
No, you're doing it wrong, Sam. So Octavius won 2 and lost 2.
Yeah,
so you gave him 4 L's.
He's 10 and 15. He's 10 and 15.
Correct.
My bad. So Wavy is 12 and 13.
13, yes.
I went 2-2. So I'm 14 and 11. That's the recap. So this week we have 3 games. Vikings at Chargers. What do you say, T?
Vikings at Chargers. I think we get a LA Chargers bounce back. What are they on a 3 game losing streak at home? Pray to God we don't see them yellow jerseys again. But I think LA Chargers get it in a close game. I would say 27-24.
What do you say, O? Vikings at Chargers.
You know, my head is telling me go Chargers, just because I want to see the coach succeed, and he has been. But Jefferson's been balling, man. And they're 3-3. Early game. I'm gonna go Vikings. I'm on this one. Vikings coming off a tough loss. So I mean, both of them is. Yeah, I'm gonna go Vikings. I'm going Vikings.
Well. It ain't often I roll with O. Look this week, Wavy gonna be the lone wolf with the Chargers. I'm going Vikings.
Okay.
The NFC North is dangerous. Vikings coming off that. I think they bounce back. Now we got Green Bay going down there to mess with Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers.
The yellow towels.
What do you say, Wavy?
Who you got up? I'm gonna take this one last. I'm gonna let you and O go.
Anyway. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I didn't expect Pittsburgh to be as good as they are. I didn't expect Aaron Rodgers to find his groove again. Again, he's not the Aaron Rodgers from the Packers, but Aaron Rodgers is playing some ball. Like, if you watch, I mean, he delivering, and DK Metcalf, like, that is a huge target. And it's been a long time since Aaron Rodgers had a huge target that could just go get the ball. and they are finding connections. Look, that loss that they got with the Bengals, I mean, I thought we were going to see another Hail Mary from Aaron Rodgers again. His famous thing, it almost happened. I think he found his coach. I think he found his team. I think he found his itch. And look, whenever you see your ex, always gotta deliver. You always gotta bring it 110%. Like, you just got to. Lights are gonna be bright, everything that nature. I gotta go Pittsburgh. There's nothing against what happened between Green Bay and Arizona. I'm just thinking, like, as far as, you know, I just wish it was at Green Bay. That was the only thing. I wish it would have been in Green Bay. It would have been a better storyline, everything. Nah, to go back to Green Bay to play a quarterback that he was pissed off about, that they drafted, they didn't even tell him about, anything of that nature. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to definitely elevate and play one of his best games. And I don't think it's going to be a high, like, yards, like where he's going to do like 300. But I really do think he's going to be very efficient. Probably put up like 3 to 4 touchdowns and really showcase that, Green Bay, don't forget about me. So I'm going Pittsburgh.
What do you say, Webby?
Well, Sam, everything Octavius said. The one thing I hate is Green Bay doesn't fare too well against quarterbacks that we let go coming back and us playing them. Now, it's not at Lambeau. So I don't feel like there's that much pressure on Jordan Love and the boys, right? But I also feel like that Steelers defense, there's a lot of opportunity against that defense. When you look at that Bengals game, you're talking about there wasn't nobody within 2 to 3 yards on each side of these running backs to each side of these wide receivers. And I think one thing we were able to kind of get out of that game was you can pick on that secondary. You can come back on that team. You can shut that offense down for a little bit and you could get yourself back in the game. Obviously, I'm going with the Packers here. I think the Packers are going to be able to, come in and shut the Steelers offense down. It's going to be a lot of fun watching Micah Parsons run down Aaron Rodgers, but it's also going to be a lot of fun to watch Aaron Rodgers make some of those clutch throws that Green Bay is used to seeing every single year. But I'm excited. I think this is going to be a great game. Shout out all my Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Obviously, my grandma, a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So I'm going to have to definitely tuck my grandma into bed real nice this weekend and let her know I love her, send some extra hugs and kisses her way. But, Green Bay going to go ahead and dig in that ass.
No, did he?
Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. I ain't going on. I don't know what's going on with me this week. But just as much as you said that Pittsburgh secondary, Haley Ramsey was getting burnt all weekend by Chase, all I'm going to tell you is that Green Bay secondary is kind of suspect as well. Metcalf is a big-time receiver. I think he a little upset with what went down with Cincinnati. Aaron Rodgers probably ain't as upset as O think he is with Green Bay, but I think he going to show out and show off and flash that championship belt come Sunday. I'm going Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's two I agree with O on. Oh, man, something going wrong this
And I'm
week.
going Lone Wolf, baby.
Again.
And I'm okay with that. And
All
I
right.
am okay with that.
One Monday night game. I'm sure we might all agree with this one. Washington at Kansas City. Who you got, O?
I mean, I got to go Kansas. I mean, they starting to play. Rice is back. I mean, they starting to look like the old Kansas City. Their offense is flowing. I mean, the spread is a 10.5. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going KC.
Yeah, man, this is a tough one. And, you saw the Commanders lost their quarterback at the end of the game. We don't know his status. Cowboys just dominated them. That defense is showing to be, and not very capable, allowing anybody to kind of take them to dinner and hit on the first night. So I definitely got to go Kansas City. Kansas City is starting to play some championship football. They got all their weapons back. Rashee Rice is back from the suspension. You got Xavier Worthy out there. You got Travis Hunter. You got Isaiah Pacheco getting involved in offense. I mean, you got Patrick Mahomes. I don't know what else you want. It's starting to look a lot like Patrick Mahomes and them boys coming up out that AFC North.
Okay, where we going, Kansas City? I'm just playing. I'm going Kansas City as well. So to wrap it up, all of us agree with Washington and Kansas City. All of us went Kansas City. We got a Lone Wolf and Wavy with Green Bay and Pittsburgh. Lone Wolf with Wavy with the Chargers versus the Vikings. Let's see if they can catch up with me.
Let's see. So
Let's
I
see.
got
Let's see.
2 games. I got 2 games to go ahead and jump back here. And man, I keep looking, bro. This Lakers and Golden State game just keep going back and forth, back and forth. Bro, Austin Reeves is getting busy. Steph just hit a 3. Like
I need
it's
one
getting
more
crazy,
point,
man.
Steph. One
It's
more
getting
point,
crazy.
Steph.
Steph just got fouled. He about to shoot
One more
2.
point, Steph.
That should put him at 20. So
23. 23.
it's looking crazy right now. Steph just hit a logo 3, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
One more point, Steph. One more or
Okay.
2 more points, Steph.
It's
Since we talking basketball,
That's what I was gonna
let's-
say, man. Hey, basketball is back. Basketball is back. All I need is 2 more points. I got Steph for 25 as well. I just need the 2 more points, and I think you foul Steph. Maybe the Lakers go get a 3 here. Maybe you foul Steph again, and you do he gets 2 more points. But we shall see. Sam, basketball is back. We've already saw the Oklahoma Thunder take down the Houston Rockets in double overtime, 125 to 120. And I'm telling you, man, this game was low scoring throughout. And if it wasn't for that double overtime, this game was definitely going below the 225 that it was set out for in the beginning. But dude, listen, this was a great game. SGA, listen, he took a break for the first 2 quarters and then came out and started to actually play some dominant basketball in that 4th and then into that overtime. But call it out, guys. Who is y'all teams? Who are we repping for this NBA season? Talk to me. Sam, is it Chicago, brother? Come on, man. I know it's Chicago, right?
Yeah, I'm a Bulls guy to the end, man. I'm Chicago everything.
Hit the 3, Steph. Shoot the 3, Steph.
He ain't shooting that, bro. Game over. Octavius, talk to us. Who we repping?
Look, I'm Arizona, man. I hate it. I mean, the Suns, they damaged the team 4 years ago. You know, I don't know what the hell the Suns going to do this year, bro. Like in the West, I'd be surprised if they even in the 10th seed. So, that's if I'm repping somebody, it would be the Suns. I'll be surprised if they even a 500 team, like being truthfully honest, because I mean they that trade for KD and Bradley Beal, getting rid of Chris Paul, getting rid of an amazing head coach. I mean, it set us back some years. It set us back a lot. Like I'm just being truthfully honest. So this season is just, I mean, it's just we get what we get. I promise y'all, I would be extremely shocked if we are in the top 5 of the West. Like I would be shocked. I'm not talking about the first, 10 weeks. I'm talking about when you get deep into the league, after what is it? The All-Star weekend, I would be extremely shocked. Let's go Valley Boys. You know what I mean? Devin Booker gonna do his thing. You know what I mean? Like we'll see. We'll see.
I will allow you to have your take on your team with no interruption from me. But I will say that I do have some reservations on some of those things. Y'all got the better end of the KD deal, brother. All that young talent that y'all gave away to get KD, you kind of got back, kinda. And now again, I don't top 5. You may be right, but I still think that y'all might be a little better than I think you would be leading on, but
well, I'm just
you're definitely gonna need
saying,
some Devin Booker.
I'm just saying as far as like Devin Booker, like if you just watch him, like he doesn't even seem enthusiastic anymore to even play with the Suns. I mean, like he had a leader. He had a leader in Chris Paul, man. Like Chris Paul was really showing him the game, and you seen him really elevate. And look, I'm not saying that KD was a bad thing. I really believe that Bradley Beal was the worst thing. But even the coach that we got, I mean, look, we hired a coach from the Bucks. I forgot what his name was because he was a champion with Giannis. They had him in for a year. I mean, he looked solid last year in the preseason, and man, like he could never figure out how to stop the run. Like the man would literally let teams go on like a 10 to 15 run before he would call a timeout. You know what I mean? You're like, bro, what the hell are you doing? And look, I'm not going to talk too bad on him because the reason why, he ain't with Milwaukee anymore is, I don't know if y'all know, he lost his brother. And in the middle of the playoffs, and he still had to, coach, and that rocked him, and they let him go, rightfully so. He comes back to the league, with a pretty nice cast with the Suns, thinking that he's going to do something, being gone for a year and probably not having that same energy or drive or tenacity, or the standard is the standard. And again, the Suns only had him for a year. I don't understand why they let go of Monty Williams. Monty Williams was an amazing coach. And then you had Chris Paul, which was literally like an extension of him on the floor. You know what I mean? Like they were like, it was almost like football terms, a Tom Brady and a Bill Belichick, you know what I mean? Or a Phil Jackson and a Michael Jordan. Like, they had that connection on the floor. And then they were surrounded, Chris Paul was surrounded by a lot of young players with energy and legs. The only thing that was wrong with that team was DeAndre Jordan. I think that was his last name. We drafted him from ASU just because he was a number 1 pick and he looked good in
Ayton.
college. But
DeAndre Ayton.
Thank you. DeAndre Ayton. I'm glad he's with the Lakers now, but I mean, we picked him up. I believe it was the ASU or the Wildcats. I can't remember. But look, he was a beast in college. I'm not gonna take that away. But when he actually went up against some talent, Giannis, I mean, my man didn't even want to, he didn't even attempt to get a rebound in the playoffs. Like, he did not want to play. Literally, we lost a championship because he just literally bowed down to Giannis. And so all the Suns had to do after we made it to the championship and we faced Giannis, and Giannis got his ring, Chris Paul went down. Only thing the Suns had to do was literally just get rid of DeAndre Ayton. That was it. That was the only messed up piece. We could have got 2 good centers, young centers, and just wrote it just like that. But for some odd reason, the office, they wanted to be like, "Oh, this ain't working," and break up the whole thing. You move a coach that was great, or not. I'm not gonna say great, but at least a coach. He was coaching young men to be men. You had Chris Paul, that I think recognized in the league is the point god is what they call him. Even though he doesn't have a ring, he still is a very great floor general. He was teaching Devin Booker on how to actually be a shooting guard, and you blow all that up to get KD and Bradley Beal a new coach, and then get rid of all of our young talent and draft picks and everything of that nature. And so, again, it's going to take us a while to get to where we are. I'm not saying that, we're a bad team, but based off the West and how stacked the West is, I'm not going to be stupid and say that we have a fighter's chance. Basketball is my heart. I love basketball way more than football. I watch that shit all damn day long. I could talk, eat, sleep basketball. So I'm not going. I can't sit here and even fantasize and lie to y'all and tell y'all the Suns is going to be dominant. The Suns going to be 72 and 10 or some shit. I ain't going to do that.
You might not like it, but I got a little bit of rebuttal. Chris Paul, only thing he could do for Phoenix when he was there was give Booker the ball when he needed it. Booker was Booker before Paul. Booker gonna be Booker when Paul leave. Booker gonna be Booker when Durant gone. Booker gonna be Booker while your boy you still don't like, Bradley Beal, gonna be sitting on the
there,
bench.
anybody.
Booker gonna be Booker.
Not true.
That is 100% true.
Aiden might have been the weakest link on that team, but if Chris Paul was who you say he was, he'd have made him better.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Now a young Paul would have helped Aiden and would have helped Booker. Now
he's always helped the centers out. Chris Paul has always helped and developed his centers to be dominant.
This old Paul, if he was his young Paul, Phoenix would have had a better chance. But he's an old Paul. And the only thing Paul
one of the main reasons why we lost against Milwaukee is because Chris Paul went out in game 3. He got entered in game 3 and then it all collapsed because we didn't have a floor general. The reason why Chris Paul is known as a point god is because that's what he does. He doesn't really shoot the ball. He has a really good mid-range game, but he's a leader. That's really what he is. He's a leader.
Where did Chris Paul play last year?
Played at San Antonio, and he got the team better. I'm not saying that they won, but his leadership is what got him there. I'm not sitting there saying that Chris Paul is the be-all, do-all, but again, Devin Booker was young. He didn't have any mentorship when he got to Phoenix. And so you give him Chris.
But he still led his team before Paul got there scoring.
Yeah, he knew how.
2 years in a row, he led his team in scoring, no matter who was there.
Devin Booker is just a raw talent, great basketball player. I'm not taking that away from him. But like Chris Paul showed him the game. Like Chris Paul elevated his game to be better.
No, he did.
As far as just on the floor,
I'm through.
IQ level and everything.
Through with the conversation, bro. I'm through with it.
Question.
No.
Hey, question.
Chris Paul did not.
Question.
No.
I'm not saying that Chris Paul legitimately like taught him like how to play the game.
I know what you're saying though. I know what you're saying. Like I do. I get it. But like this is just like the Dame Dash Jay-Z conversation, bro. These are like two completely different people. That's not how it went down.
If you don't have a good point guard, you don't have a good team.
Listen, the team lost in the finals, and the team thought they were missing one more little piece. That's the reason they made the Kevin Durant move. That's the reason the Bradley Beal move. That's the reason they thought that they could build up that core a little more for a little better offense to kind of overcompensate for not having the defense basically outscore everybody. And it didn't work out as everyone thought, right? And when you look at it, you're like, why can't you win with all of these all-stars? Why can't you win with all this talent around you? And the Suns underperformed. Like they underperformed, and then you blow it all up, right? You start getting rid of some pieces. You start moving people here and there.
No, the Suns did not underperform. The Suns made it to the championship, B. Like legitimately.
I'm talking about after Octavius. The reason they went out after like Durant and everything, they started to last year, for instance, they underperformed. The year before, they underperformed. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about ever since they went to the championship, they've underperformed. With more talent.
Like, but no, they didn't have more talent, B. I'm telling you, like they literally that team that we had when it was Chris Paul and Monty Williams was a great team. Like we had a bench and we had a young team on the front line. We had Monty Williams and Chris Paul. And Chris Paul's a floor general.
Hey,
so we had a great team.
I got a question for you, O. All these people that got traded away, what are they doing now?
One of the twin brothers, he's with Brooklyn. He was with New York. He's with New York. He was one of the reasons why New York went so deep into the playoffs last year. I cannot remember his name to save my life. Damn. But he was a big piece on why New York. I mean, look, after my brain isn't braining. After old boy went down in Boston, you know, I'm not saying that New York would have won if I can't even think. New York played Boston, but he was a big piece in New York for them to actually get over Boston. He was a part of the twin brothers. Like I'm telling y'all, like the team that we had with Chris Paul.
Bro, who are you talking about? Twins. Bridges ain't a twin.
Nah, but that's what they used to call him. And like when he was a part of the Suns with, can't think of his name with the Suns. That's what we used to call him. They were the twin brothers.
Mikal Bridges and Kevin Johnson?
Yeah. We used to call them the brothers. The twin brothers. I was with the Suns used to call them.
Who called them twin brothers? Bro, I've never heard that, bro. Living in Arizona, I've never heard that at all.
I'm telling you, like when they were together, that's what they were. They were the brothers. They were the twin brothers. I was like their thing. And Chris Paul would literally lead them to it. And I'm telling you, like we made it all the way to the championship. And everybody that watched the championship, that's a Suns fan. Y'all know what I'm saying. The only person that literally held it, Chris Paul went down game 3. I think he had a hammy or whatnot. It killed our whole floor general. And then after that, like you can literally go back and watch. DeAndre Ayton did not play.
We heard it. Yeah, DeAndre Ayton punked out to Giannis. We admit that. But I'm asking you this question. Did we or did we not know Chris Paul wasn't gonna make it through that playoffs? Didn't we know he was gonna find some way to get hurt? Didn't we know that?
No, I'm not gonna say like we knew it, but it happened. It happened every year. It was something that you was holding your breath on, yes. But like you didn't like it usually happened in like the first playoff season or something like that.
Hey, when I see a duck, I recognize it as a duck.
Yeah,
I swear. Are you saying Chris Paul is not good?
I'm saying
no.
Chris Paul
He just said Chris Paul
prone.
hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't finished the season for like a couple of seasons and would always somehow, some way get knocked out.
We knew he was going to get knocked out them playoffs. He older. He older.
Suns had a great run
on the Suns.
Suns had a great run, right? Suns they've had opportunities, but for me, I'm not. Again, Chris Paul is my favorite player, so like everything you're saying is not to where I'm like, oh no, disagreeing. Like Chris Paul is not that guy. Like I was the guy that stood up there and was having conversations when Derek Williams, Russell Westbrook, when they were all Derrick Rose, everybody was balling. And I still call Chris Paul the number one point guard in the league, even at that time. Through all of that, that's the Chris Paul I know, right? That's Chris Paul. That's my favorite player. And so I'm not saying it wasn't Chris Paul. I'm not saying it wasn't whoever, but I don't have a basketball team as much as I do kind of follow players and different things like that. But LeBron has been my GOAT for a minute, and I've been rocking with LeBron and kind of rolling with the Lakers. But again, not so much of, oh my God, I'm a big Laker fan. Like I have Chris Paul jersey. I got the Pelicans jersey. The Charlotte Hornets back in the day, that was always my squad. And then I felt like when they went to the Bobcats, it was like one of those things where the Hornets went to New Orleans and then became the Pelicans, and then everything got mixed up. And then now the Charlotte Hornets are back. But I'm like, man, I already kind of moved on a little bit. It's one of them weird things where I was always a Charlotte Hornets fan, David Wesley. Those was my guys. That squad back in the day, man. Shoot, we had Glenn Rice, we had Muggsy Bogues, Grandma Mall. Like we had a lot going on. PJ Brown. So I'm from that version of the Charlotte Hornets. I do like the new version of Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo Ball is a true hooper. LaMelo is the best ball brother. And I like Miles Bridges, but like I don't really have a squad, and I'd rather watch football more than I'd rather watch basketball, but I kind of rock with players and like to just kind of see what everybody doing. So Sam,
what's up?
Chicago, is that what we doing?
Chicago, but it ain't basketball season yet for me until the football season.
Finish football. Finish football season, and then basketball season starts.
Yeah, but basketball started, so it is basketball season.
I mean, I understand it, but I ain't gonna be in tune until the football season over. Just like I wasn't in tune until the Cubs got put out the playoffs.
Okay,
with the Bears.
Well,
so
hey,
that's how I roll.
That's what it is. Last thing before we get out, though, just the last thing, real quick from you. Halloween. Is it okay to celebrate Halloween? What is the big deal? Why people feel a way? How you feel about it? Different things like that.
I mean, a lot of people don't know, but I was in church from the age of like 2 to 18. My father still is an assistant pastor, go to church every day. My mom was an assistant first lady. I used to be able to riddle off the Old and New Testament books of the Bible in order when I was a young kid. I know church. And so I got like a mix. Like I do see like on one side, if you're religious, where you're celebrating, a devilish holiday, because of the things that it projects. But not being in church as I once was. I think if that's the mode you go to, you could. I mean, I look at it as a time where people want to be kids again and dress up to be, other things. You know what I mean? I mean, you do got people that dress up and, want to be scary or devilish or whatnot, watching all these scary movies that have demonic things, and I get that. But then on the fun side of things, you got people that just want to dress up and be like Scooby-Doo or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like they just want to be a kid again and go out, and that's their outfit. So it all depends on where you take it. And how you look at it. Again, I could see it on one side where, again, you are celebrating that, but then I could also see it on another side where somebody's like, hey, like, I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in Satan. I'm just doing this as, it's a tradition. As far as Halloween, you dress up and you have fun. And so that's how I look at it. I do celebrate it as for it dressing up. I think it's fun. I think a lot of people do like being scared at times. I mean, it brings that energy, but I don't look at it as far as like, oh, I'm worshiping the devil by participating on this day. I don't, but I do see the religion like that.
Sam, I don't want to say newly saved man, but a man that's practicing and preaching and moving in a different direction. How you feel, brother? I mean, do the kids still celebrate? Is there limits on what they could kind of dress up as costume and things they could do?
What I'm gonna say, and I can go to a few scriptures, but I got a few questions to O. For the ones that do believe in God, you have to understand first where something comes from and who decides when it changes. If you believe in a word, just because of how you feel doesn't change what the word is. The word is the word. And the word says don't be a part of the world. And that's one thing. But parts of the world tell you don't take candy from strangers. But you spend all day walking around not knowing who's giving you what because everybody's hiding who they are and giving it to your kids who you then say this is for the kids or I'm having fun. But in having fun and growing up in a church as you said you do you have, but like I said, we can go to certain scriptures. I don't mind reading one or two if y'all willing to listen, and y'all can pull it up on y'all phone too. But it says in a book, it's not coming from me. I didn't write the Bible. It was inspired by men who God chose it to go through. And if they say don't be part of the world just because of how I feel and what makes it fun, doesn't make it right. Because some men, it's just an example, going way off code. Some men enjoy other men and they feel that way and it's fun to them. But would you do it? Do you agree with it? Or will you change who you are because traditionally men are changing to be females now? No. So why would I allow my children to live a lie? I can't tell my kids don't take candy from strangers. And then when this one day out of the year come up, take them around to do that all day long. It doesn't make sense no matter how you look at it. They tell you not to do it biblically, and they tell you not to do it, and then they tell you to do it. So I just can't live a lie, and I'm not going to allow myself to have my kids, because Halloween started way back, and it started with them celebrating death. Before Scooby-Doo and all them things, the whole thing was to scare people. Demonic, the whole thing. Over the years, things changed. People started dressing differently and all that other stuff. But it don't take away from the beginning meaning. It doesn't take away from that, and that's how I feel about it. But you brothers, I would just say to y'all, look at Leviticus 7:26, Deuteronomy 18:10 through 20, Exodus 22:18, Proverbs 22:6. You can look at any one of those and read it with your heart and you'll understand different things. Like I was confused back in the day, but it was always that certain thing in me that I was like, this ain't good. This not good. Cause it's witchcraft plays a part in Halloween. And that's how I feel about it.
I feel it. Hey, makes sense. The way I look at things, and like I don't dibble and dabble into it. I never have claimed to be, the man of God or, anything. I've never claimed either way, either side, right? But you might not like it. Well, boy, ain't it so much fun walking out there, boy. You get to see all them OF fans and models and things, boy. You get to just, everybody seem free and they just having so much fun and boy, so much eye candy, boy. You say don't take candy from strangers, but boy, stranger danger, boy, I'll tell you. But listen, I just like to have the fun. I love the dressing up, and yeah, in some formats it's not super demonic, but again, where it all started, is from that form of, worship and death. But I just see it as, a lot of fun. And I think when kids get to dress up and like, I want to be Superman, we still have kids say what they want to be and career days and all these different things. So, I mean, I think that's great to, kind of lead and inspire in such a manner. Now, again, taking candy from strangers and all of that. Yeah, it's going to play out either way, but I think it can still be a lot of fun. I think people can still go around and have a time and, not necessarily think of it as such a demonic thing, but I love it. I have fun, take my kids around. I would fly in Arizona to take my son. I flew to Denver to take my son, but I think they have a lot of fun and, a lot of good things. And yeah, hey, check the candy, man. You check the candy. You do the best you can.
I understand all those things, but my rebuttal to all that, like some people think a lot of things fun. Then it's what you believe, you know. and I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
what his beliefs. So my job is my job as somebody that follow the best I can when it comes to the word of God. I follow the best I can. I'm
Hey,
not there.
fellas,
I'm not
I
there in
gotta
all
go.
cases. All right, I'm not there in all cases, but I will say, because of the things that I do learn, it would be wrong of me not to pass it on. And if you do believe in God and you understand that there is a chance you will be judged, He put me here to tell you what I've learned instead of me holding it to myself. And because it originated from demonic things, and what the demons actually do is shield you from things to make it fun to you so you can ignore what the word actually says. Because there's plenty of other days that you can dress your kids up as Superman or Batman or Scooby Doo and go out and have fun. You know, you can throw like a 70s party or something like that, or a let's dress
Yeah.
up party. But
100%.
this one day, is under things, and it's a lot of bad things happen on these days, and you have no idea who these people are because they're all in masses. They're all like, it's a day of ice. I'll say it like that now. Since them ice ages,
Damn. That's
yeah,
crazy.
you know what
That's
I'm saying?
that's crazy.
It, it's a
Hey,
day of
well, I
ice.
don't have you seen them decorations, man? Man, there's some people, boy, they got some
Man.
crazy decorations out there.
And they letting opening that door in my mind to demonic stuff, because
Well,
you don't
I'm
see
talking I'm
houses.
talking the ice stuff.
Oh
They
yeah,
got
man.
they had aliens locked up, and they had a Donald Trump figure like locking them all up, bro. It was crazy. So a lot of people, man, they using it as symbolic, um,
Hey
you know,
brother,
expression.
it's one verse in the Bible. I'll text it to you because there's a few, because
Go ahead, brother. You can
there's a
go ahead and
lot
say
going
it right now.
there's a lot of them going through my head where it say don't lead your children through stuff like that, because you will be the one, like, especially turning a kid from him is the worst thing to do. Like, that's one of the worst things to do. Like, I'm gonna end it with that. I get a
Yeah.
little deep with it, but
Yeah.
that's one of the
Cause
worst things to do.
yeah, cause I look at it like, man, but again, I'm one of the more careless free people I think in the world, as again, when you don't think about that judgment, a lot of things that you do, like you were saying, right? When you don't think about that, a lot of things you do, you kind of don't do with proper thought, or
Right,
with
right.
any
I was there.
repercussion at risk, right? And so
Yeah.
it's not until you are, I guess, awakened, I guess we could say, or until you do start to.
I'm gonna say it's already there. It's already there. It's already there in most people. Like, most people sit back. Like, I ain't saying it absolutely happened to you, but I feel like it has been a time where you sat back. You might have been in costume and you looked at it like, man, this don't feel right. Even though it's fun looking and all that, like, this just don't feel right. I don't know who that person is. Like, we can go in a crowd. It's just an example. We can go in a crowd. We all dressed up. Two or three kids got on Spider-Man outfit, right? You pulling your little son about, and now you get involved with some and you having a little fun, then you turn around. Now you don't know which one of these kids yours. One goes shooting that way, one goes shooting that way, two of them run together. Now they playing. Now another person be like, grab your son thinking it's their son, and now they off. Now you worried. Now only reason you in that position is because you celebrating something you shouldn't be.
Yeah, yeah, I think you could get the worst. Listen, you can find the worst in every situation. It's just like
I,
one thing I love to say is, boy, you could Google anything and Google will tell you both sides are right the more you look at it.
I mean, it's no, hey, again, like I say, I'm getting there. I'm slowly getting there.
Yeah,
It's still some things I need to fix, right? But
yeah.
when I read something and it tells me to my face what's up, and I believe it. I don't think it contradicts itself. I don't. I think that when I feel like the Bible contradicting itself, that means I honestly just don't understand what I just read, because it makes so much sense later when somebody that studied it talked to me about it. And I still can look into what they're saying and say, I think you missed something. because of what I actually read instead of them telling me, you know? So I'm basing things off that. And and I don't think I'm saved. You said that. I don't think I'm saved because I still got some growing to do. I still have thoughts that I shouldn't have. I still have young man thoughts. I'll say that. And
Yeah.
I'm an older cat. So I still got some growing to do. But before that even happened, I was skeptical and really didn't want to celebrate Halloween because I knew where it originated from. I knew what it was about. I'm like, there's some demonic stuff. And to be honest with it, it's about money. Like most people celebrate these things and really can't afford it. They do it for the idea of what everyone else sees instead of saying,
Yep.
okay, you know what I mean? They do it cause what
100%.
everybody else does. It's not something that they like, man, this is what's up. It's about money. And most holidays, that's what it's about. Now, we'll talk about the other ones later on, but the
Yeah,
only
we
one
gonna
I
get
really
there.
the only ones I really feel is kind of good, honestly, it is Thanksgiving. Like that's about family and loving each other, and all that. And
What you
but
thankful for?
every other holiday, every
Yeah.
other one,
And
I'm
we
like,
getting
man,
there because we
it's
still got
about money.
November and December to go.
Yeah, it's about money. Like
Oh,
like
yeah.
like diabetes running around, but you're selling medical stuff, but you making everybody eat candy on Halloween.
Yeah. It is 100% a money grab. Well,
Yeah.
100%. But the thing is that, yeah, it's that battle between, good and evil, but also it's just so many different stories, so many different people that celebrate for, different reasons. Some people completely oblivious to what they're celebrating, why they're celebrating, or, anything like that. And then there's the people that are
That's how
actually
you
know what was going on.
that's how you get deceived though. That's how you get deceived.
Mhm.
You be like, "Oh, everybody else doing it, I wanna do it," and don't investigate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you
That's why I wanted
overlook.
to talk about it. That's
Yeah.
why I wanted to talk about it because yeah, there's two sides of it, and like I said, you could pull all the bad out of it, and then you could find so many other pieces of what might be good, and you can argue them back and forth. And I think it's good to have a conversation, and some people can actually kind of tie to it and take a side, and really lock down on, what is what. And then some people can actually learn some things from it and they may never look at the holiday the same.
But how do you make somebody say, okay, I'm not gonna worry about that part of it because this part looks good. You get what I'm saying? Like I seen a little clip, right? And I would like for you to exercise it in a way when you at work, right? Four people walk in this room, three of them turn around and face this wall, but all y'all gotta stand there. That one person faces this way, if nobody says anything to him, will eventually turn to that same wall. You know why? Because everybody's mostly followers. They're not leaders.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, there's a lot of experiments about that.
you driving down the street, right? And you like, why everybody in this one lane and that other lane wide open? Soon as you get over, three or four more people will go with you. But before you
Mhm.
did it, when nobody do it, they'll look in
Mhm.
their rearview mirror and see your signal light on. Then they'll be like, let me go and get in front of him. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
just, and that's like Halloween. Like this person spend $1,000 hooking up their house. Spend over $2,000 on this holiday that's gonna last about 30, 45 minutes when it get dark.
Yeah.
Then then
One day,
then get
a
get
month.
get
It's all a month
yeah,
now.
get all these kids this sugar, and later on in their life, now they fighting diabetes. Now they gotta buy all this insulin and all this stuff. It's all about money in my when I'm looking at demonic because it started off with celebrating death, witches. Before when you was younger, well, when I was younger, all we seen was people in sheets dressed up as
Yeah,
Dracula,
ghost, yeah, vampires,
werewolf,
everything.
all
Yeah.
that.
100%.
As years progressed, they start doing the Smurf, Popeye, and all those other things to try to make it comfortable. Even though we're still celebrating this day demonically, we're going to make it comfortable to the people. Well, they won't look at the demons and all this. But every house you go to is a scare house with all these kind of things in it. Ain't no Scooby Doo and Superman on their walls and all that stuff. It's bones. It's
It's all the good stuff.
Witches jumping up at you with red eyes, you know?
Yeah, scaring them kids,
Yeah.
man. Yes.
So that's how I look at it, though. That's
No,
how.
100%. And that's why, like I said, just having the conversation, everyone that's listening and everybody that made it this far. And as you think about, why do you celebrate the holidays and, kind of what is it for you? Are you rethinking things? So, talk to us. You might not like it podcast. We everywhere, baby. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. You guys reach out. You can let us know and we can kind of answer those questions and bring some more things up. But like as we get further along, we'll talk about Thanksgiving. We'll talk about Christmas and we'll kind of dig into a lot of those different things and just kind of see if there's something that we can uncover together, something that anybody can kind of, be taught or, anything really. We just here, to kind of spread the information. And Sam there will definitely help us kind of stay on the up and up of things. And I appreciate that, brother.
All right.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, that's going to finish it up. We're going to wrap. We got some more Deli every day for you. Thank you again for tuning in. Again, episode 12.
Bears.
4-1-1. Top of the division. Bears 4 and what? 2 now. Y'all 4-3. Is it y'all 4-2, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
third
4-2
place,
though.
third place.
4-2, third place, right behind the Lions, who are 5-2. We're gonna have some fun, man. NFC North is really turning into the black and blue division. And it looks like all 4 of our teams have come to play. So this is gonna be an exciting season. The rest of the season, the rest of the way. Can't wait for this Green Bay versus Steelers game. I cannot wait. It's gonna be fun. But ladies and gentlemen, Deli every day. You might not like it. Have a great day.
Good night.
I'm just like, yeah, you right. If I'm the problem, then get rid of me and just go do it right. Clearly that is not the situation and you overhyped. But I ain't even trying to provoke for real. Cause I ain't lose much, I got hope. Still, I was mad, big man like the Hulk feel. Never personal, a transaction like a dope deal. The difference is only one of us dope still. Pick a side, one thing it ain't gonna do, kill me inside. Especially when I know they wanna be me inside. 10,000 hours, I did 20, that was overtime. Never griped about it, look it up, that's overgrind. Nah, dog, really look it up, gripe is over grind. I didn't really put the time, really might be mega mind. So every track I NBA jam it might be Sega time. Got 200 songs in a vote, they marinating fine. I'm about to drop them, look at my watch, it might be hating time. Kill them but the glove don't fit, it's Gary Payton time. Back for everything that they owe me, it's reparation time. I know you're not the guy who make the time, but you can take the time to learn yourself and understand it's never safe to play with mine. I was really about to press the button, this was young time. Only thing I ever probably done was probably one time. Say that.